This is so let's just do a small section here. Okay, you're going to use a small amount. I just call it like a pinch. All right, and the way MB12 works, MB12 caliber works, is it builds up in your pad, and you're actually able to use the pad. Eventually, you're able to use the pad just to polish. You want a tiny bit of water. Now, that's a little bit more. Now, a lot of people on the stone restoration page have complained about MB12, and I think the biggest problem is they're using either too much water or too much MB12. You start very slow. Just work it in. Don't. You could always use more MB12. You don't need it. You can see how the shine is just popping. It's not quite polished enough. It's not quite polished enough, but I want to show you what's on the pad. See how it builds into the pad? It really didn't. You didn't use it all on the stone. And maybe I have the better angle is this one. You didn't use it all on the stone. It's still on the pad. Now it's not enough just to use the pad now. It's not enough just to use the pad now, but it is something. It's just a proof that MB12 kind of gets into the pad, and pretty soon your pad has just become a polishing pad. Don't throw these away. This pad might last a couple of months. You might be able to do 50 counters with it. It might be an exaggeration, but I save all my pads, especially my dry pads. You know, if I'm using oxalic acid, if I was to use MB12 with oxalic acid, I probably wouldn't save it because now I have a hot pad. So, you know, we have to make some adjustments there, but the MB12 will blend in, or I'm sorry, will go into the pad. Let's use a small amount. You can see it's just a little bit. Now you can do, I'm doing a small area here. You can do a much larger area, about a foot to 2 feet at a time. I just want to make sure we have enough space to do some of the other powders as well. Okay, so we're getting good now. Let's do a little bit more. Okay. Same thing goes when you're polishing on the edges around the sinks. You want to make sure that the center of your pad is working the edge around the sink as well as the front. You always want to concentrate your efforts on those edges so that the edges don't look any different than the center. Now you're going to lose some, almost always you'll lose some of the polishing powder in the sink. That's okay. I'll typically run the water for a while while I'm polishing, just to make sure that I'm not getting too much grit down in that sink so that it sits in the trap. We don't want that to happen. All right, so now we have a beautiful shine from here to here, right?